What jackass put Max against a dark dwarf? I guess I did. Never mind. Nah, I can take this. No way he kills me here. Oh, what the fuck? A double attack? Are you fucking kidding me? Bullshit. Killed by a furry. This is just not right. This is not right. Oh no! Oh no! No! What is this shit? Get your fucking blue balls away from me! Stupid. Stupid! Stupid clowns, you stupid mimes, taunting us. Oh, Shining Force. A game that has and will continue to forever be a monumental piece of art. Now, anyone with a Sega Genesis more than likely played this game, as it was a colorful, turn-based tactical RPG with simple mechanics, a retro 16-bit graphics design, and it had an iconic soundtrack as well. It was obviously published by Sega, and it was developed by Sonic Climax Entertainment? Oh, they weren't even trying to hide it with that one. The game was released in 1992, and it had a few re-releases in different collections, including for the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, and on the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Classics, which was ported on Steam. Once again, the overview game reviews and ratings for Shining Force averaged around 84 to 85% from IGN and GameSpot. Holy hell, that is a name I haven't heard of in forever. Now, this game isn't so much hidden as the others. It has a dedicated fan base and sold millions of copies both internationally and domestically, but this game is very special to my heart, and I thought it deserved a mention. I hope to newcomers this is a refreshing pull, and you're able to dive into the magic of Shining Force. And you know, if it's only for old timers who have played before, then I hope this video is the right dose of nostalgia for you. The game's story in the grand scheme of things is very short, sweet, and simple. Back in them old days, there wasn't too much room or freedom for expansive storytelling since the games were fairly linear in playstyle. You start out as the main character, Max, who's just a walking RGB color wheel, training with Varios, a centaur Kingsguard in the town of Guardiana? Whatever. Guardiana. Both Varios and the King of Town get executed by Cain, the first major villain we encounter. Max is then sent to stop Cain and his forces of Runefaust, who are trying to open the Shining Path. Along the way, you make friends who join the Shining Force, with the original members including Luke, Lo, Tao, Ken, and Hans. Through perilous fights and Oregon Trail caravan transports, you finally uncover that most of the generals of Runefaust, including Cain, are under the influence of Darksoul, who end up gaining both the manual and seal to resurrect the Dark Dragon and unleash chaos onto the world. However, Max, who has the Sword of Light, crosses swords with Cain's Sword of Darkness to create the Chaos Breaker sword to successfully seal the Dark Dragon back away. Shining Force is closely resembled to Fire Emblem in comparison to gameplay style with turn-based combat and similar classes. But in an overly complicated / simplified oxymoron analogy, I would describe this game more like chess 2.0. The board, or map in this instance, is a square grid where characters can move up, down, left, or right a number of tiles depending on the land effect and class. You have your pawns, your knights, your rooks, and your king, which is Max. Alongside with him is his two queens, Tao and Henri. I say, goddamn! When attacking, some characters such as the warrior types are obviously in direct view that need to be within one tile of an enemy to attack. Others are ranged, where they can be either a tile or 2 tiles away from an enemy, depending on their class type. Magic users can either be ranged or direct, but have the option to attack multiple enemies that are in close proximity to one another, which give them a high area of effect, or an AoE, making them very valuable assets. Low-level healers have to be right by a character to heal. However, when they level up their heal spell to a level 2, they gain a bit more distance for their casting. When you're in combat, it changes to a Pokemon-style dual screen. Depending on the stats of each character, some may evade oncoming attacks or spells, some may attack twice, and rarely some may deal a stunning or deadly critical attack. The turn-based combat depends on the number of enemies there are in comparison to the Shining Force, which by default is 12 in total, and it is also dependent on the force's agility level. The higher their agility, the more frequent their turn. Once you clear the entire map or the main enemy of the battle, it will end and you can proceed to the next town or phase of the story. Sometimes the battles last about 40 to 60 minutes just by the pace of the game, so it is in your best interest to just bum rush the mini-boss for anyone who is impatient and has no time to waste. You will miss out on the experience that could be gained to level your party, however, so sometimes it is better to grind it out for the long game. You will come across actual bosses, which can sometimes prove a good challenge for once. They do heal on a rotation, so if you're not pumping out mass damage constantly, it will feel like running in circles, but they can be pretty rewarding once defeated after a long struggle.
Why won't you die?
During certain instances, there will be chests scattered throughout a map in battle that you can interact with. Mostly they contain coins, which by default you obtain quite quickly from killing monsters, but you can receive some decent items such as Bread of Life, new weapons, or medicinal herbs for healing. The economy is broken in your favor since most of the items for sale for merchants are dirt ass cheap. I mean, 10 coins for a medical herb? Is this guy high? Speaking of items, each character has 4 inventory slots, which comes in handy for the amount of items you will pick up along the way. You can also give items to other characters and do inventory management with Max in a town, which is handy, but also tedious as hell with the controls. When a character dies, they do this little tornado cyclone spin before they explode. It's like everyone has a microchip of C4 attached to their bodies that detonates when they can't take it on the battlefield anymore.
Fuck! 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 Fuck!
And when Max falls, it's an instant GG and a loss. So you don't want to just sit him on the forefront unless you absolutely know you can win, or you're just a masochist. So just like the king in chess, you need to keep him safe and strategize appropriately. All dead characters need to be raised by the priests that can be found in every town. And depending on their level, they will cost an average of 60 to 100 coins per se each. Damn, Father is making a killing in this business. You can also save through the priest as well as promote any character who reaches the level milestone. In the first case, level 10, to upgrade their class. Another nice thing about him is he offers a cure-all to the party, so any character afflicted with a poison or some harmful spell can be dealt with. When in the resting areas of towns, you can freely move and talk to NPCs for clues or random war bits. Feel free to loot their homes if they have any chests too. Be a man and steal from the less fortunate. There is a headquarters located in every town as well, where you can talk to Nova the Tactician for advice on the next battle, or to swap out a character for another. And anyone that you don't use, they just sit down drunk in their underground tavern while I'm up here busting my balls and killing shit. The hell is this?
Who's that shining force? It's Hamtaro.
So during your quest to find Dark Soul and stop the army of Rimfrost, you'll come across a lot of different towns where you can recruit new characters to join your force. Some of them are great, while others, are completely useless and just get in the way. So we're going to start with the good. The top G's in this game I've always noticed are Luke and Xylo. They're undoubtedly the strongest when scaling and leveling. Even after they promote, they are tanky and they do maximum damage. I mean, look at him, he spins in the air for a 720 no-scope and lands his hit like it was nothing. Xylo's stats don't stop going up. You'll be amazed just seeing him kill shit and he ends up getting like plus 5 attack, plus 4 defense, plus 10 HP, and plus 10,000 coins he loots off of every dead corpse. The mages are also pretty high on the tier list. Tao, Henri, and Domingo. You little cute Metroid looking ass squid. They all deal effective AoE skills when leveled high enough. Max, the main character you play as, also becomes pretty strong once he promotes to hero and he has the right equipment. You start using him a lot more since the risk of losing him somewhat decreases over time, or you just become very cocky and trusting in his ability, which can sometimes screw you over in the long run. The healers are okay. I mean, you need to have them because people on your team are going to get wounded, but they take so damn long to level. It's seriously only about 10 EXP per heal, and when they're scaling up there, there's practically nothing by the time they're like level 7 plus. And it's only near endgame where you gain Pope Francis III, who is already a promoted healer. I tried giving both Chris and Lo holy staffs to improve their power, but they can't equip that since they aren't promoted because it takes too damn long. So now when they have to heal, they just do their shameless white power stance barehanded, looking dumb as hell every time. I didn't know Lo was a closeted white supremacist. Okay, now on to the worthless pieces of shit. Yeah, I'm looking at you, buddy boy. I might tick off some Hans fans here, but I can't help it. This dude is complete ass. Even in the beginning levels where he's decently leveled, he can't hit anything. Even when he's promoted to Bowmaster, he's still awful. This elf must be cross-eyed or blind because he misses almost every shot.
Sorry, sir. Doing my best.
If this game had the ability to accidentally shoot one of your teammates by missing, my entire team would be dead because of this asshole, I assure you. And you got Blue Eyes White Dragon over here, who's just a pathetic, mopey flying lizard. He's not even a full-fledged dragon. He doesn't even breathe fire. So what the fuck is the point of even having him on my team? His tail whip can be okay to squishies, I guess, for the most part, but it's a joke. The only decent thing about him is his mobility to flank, but he's so weak anyway. Same with these two knuckleheads. There just comes to a point where some characters suck, but it's your responsibility to train them. But the good thing is you can swap out your troops, so it really doesn't matter all that much. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the enemy bosses in this game, so I also made a tier list based off of their difficulty. We'll go over it in a bit more detail soon, but here it is. So for the artistic elements, I think their art design and concepts are pretty well done and badass looking. Kain, for instance, the one who is introduced in the beginning, dual wields some sick swords and has this demon gnashing samurai styled helmet. I mean, they definitely look menacing, so that's a plus. The first real encounter of a boss you have is the marionette in the circus tent battle, and this one was actually challenging because even the mobs were a pain in the ass. The evil puppets could literally one-tap a character, and then some others could inflict poison. So, if you're lucky to survive against any mass casualties, your next fight is the marionette, who has a whopping 65 HP, and to top it off, has a level 2 freeze for some AoE damage. Not to mention, your party has you go through all of this, and for what? To save little Timmy, of course. Little bitch ass. Then you fight General Dipshit in the plains, who at first is all friendly having a drink in the caravan with you. He doesn't even want to fight you, but he has to. Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. This whole battle sequence took me about 3 tries because my entire team wasn't strong enough. And that's where the grinding comes in. Elliot is the boss with the actual 60 HP, and he is quite tanky, and pretty strong, but he can be surrounded by all flanks, which is pretty helpful. But then there's Kain. You get surprised since it's just you and him standing there alone outside of the shrine. Why doesn't he just kill you then and there? Instead, he tells you to go get your army and meet him outside. What's the point? Let's just streamline this and fight out here right now. The battle is incredibly underwhelming. All of this leads to fight a few gargoyles into our hands until you finally face Kain, who never even physically attacked me once. He has an ability from his Sword of Darkness that can instantly kill a player, but it failed every single time. He was rocked in like 5 hits. Also, his name switches to being spelled Kain, C-A-I-N, instead of how everyone else refers to him as Kane, K-A-N-E. I'm not sure if that was a translation error, or issue from Japanese to English, or what, but it threw me off a little bit. Anyways, you defeat him, and then guess what? No, he's under Dark Souls' spell and he apologizes for fighting you. Like, what the fuck is happening? Can we just get some normal villains who want to kill me for me, and not being manipulated under a spell? Every damn boss so far has been spell-blinded. Where's the originality? The veracity, the bloodlust and the carnage. Well, leave that up to the woman antagonist, I guess. Michaela, who is a dark sorceress, who you meet earlier in the game for a brief moment, actually wants to see you dead and isn't under a spell. So that's more like it. There's only one direct tile that you can face her with non-magic casters, meaning you can't flank her from any other sides except in front of her, unless you have flyers. She just casts a level 2 to 3 bolt spell like Emperor Palpatine, and she has a ridiculous range. I didn't know I could yoink the Sword of Light from the chest right next to her either, so I had one of my guys just hand it to me during the fight to finish her off. Also, he wants me to do what now? Enter her castle? Man, they need to like calm down with all these sexual innuendos here. Much like the sequel in the installment, Dark Souls' fight is also a joke. He has one spell that he uses that doesn't do too much damage, and he can be attacked from all sides, making this fight go by pretty fast. He is a precursor to Dark Dragon, so I guess it makes sense he's easy, but this is the dude you've been tracking the whole game. Couldn't they have at least made it a bit more interesting? Like the all-master manipulator over here can't control one of my units or something? I mean, that would have been cool to see. Dark Dragon's fight is ranked at S tier difficulty, only because it's directly after your fight with Dark Soul, has the most individual and combined HP in the game, and the actual fight introduces a new challenge. He summons 2 armed skeletons that spawn on both sides of him, and they will immediately respawn after they die unless one of your characters obstructs the respawn point. That's right, be prepared to have 2 units as paperweights while you kill 3 different dragon heads, all with the same HP, which I think is around 200. I don't know, I didn't count. Okay, we're gonna do a pros and cons list for a difference here. Okay, so on the plus side, there are 30 battles. And on the bad side, there are 30 battles. You're getting a lot of combat for your buck, but 30 battles are a lot of stages to complete, especially since they take so much time. They could have even halved this and it would have still been fun and follow the story, but no, every damn time you go outside of a town or enter a new room in a castle, you're surrounded by hordes of enemies. Another gripe I have is when giving new weapons to characters, you have to go an extra mile and equip them separately. You can often forget this step because you're too focused giving all these different classes a new item they desperately need to God knows how many people during this monotonous, tedious process. And then when you go into battle, guess what? They're fucking unarmed. Like you would think they would still have their default weapon, but no, they're out there trying to fist a dragon with no steel. So next turn you have to remember to equip your stupid new weapon, but you might already forget a second time it comes around because the character sprites don't change, and they always yield a weapon on the overhead view.
What are you doing? Just what the fuck are you doing? Standing there, you're screwing me, and you're fucking useless.
Hello, hello. Oh, welcome. Welcome all and one and only to the show. To the show I do. The Hidden Gems show. Do you see this? Do you know what time it is? You know what time it is right now? You know what that says? You know what that says right now? Yeah, that's right. It's homage time, baby! Woo! We're on this channel. We do something fun. Or stupid. Or stupid and fun. To commemorate the games that we like. That, more importantly, I like, actually. Because I'm the one that's doing this. And I'm the one that's just showcasing what I find fun and enjoyable. So, you know what? That's what it is. That's what it is. And you know, I was really hoping that Shining Force would have had some like merchandise or official snacks or beverages I could have tried, because I don't know why, it sounds kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like taking an egress shot or something. Or a fucking Joggurt yogurt drink. I don't know. Max snacks. I mean, come on. Come on. I could have thought of this, you know? But there's nothing. There's nothing. And then I was like, you know what? Do people make comic books or something? I was kind of more along looking on the range of like, you know, comic books or like graphic novels. Because I think Shining Force would have made a really great graphic novel or a comic book. You know, definitely has a story. The art would be really sick, right? I tried looking. However, it was only primarily fan-made, which is fine. It's cool. I even had AI take a crack at it, and boy, did it not disappoint at all. Holy hell, and we're gonna get right into that. So, here we go. Hello, Max, says the mage. We're gonna assume that's Henri, and that's Hans, and that's Max. Yeah, so Max, Henri, Hans. I'm gonna say that's just Ken, because he's got half body, half horse. And then, okay. Except this guy doesn't wield a. Well, maybe that's Lyle. Krakoom! This is supposed to be Dark Soul. Why does he look like he's the Joker from the animated Batman series? I mean, look at that. He's got the lip and everything. It's okay. Alright. Shining Force finale. Foolish mortals, the Age of Darkness begins now. Max, the runes, they're overwhelming us. The dark dragon awakens. For the light, shining strike. Oh, fuck me. Alright. Find you fight the six-nining force. Dark Soul, you're seancing, Hori. Max. Swar Churm. Ninny. Nyx Annex of the massive Ruininic artifact. Hopesi, hopefully. Well, desperate whore. The Shining Force was shitted with him. The wet, the Shining Force. And they all lived happily ever after. Good God. Was that amazing or what? I mean, hey, you know what? At least they got the typos right. All the excessive, horrible spelling and crappy text. At least that's accurate to the game. I feel. I mean, I know people just blow through the screen text anyway. But you know what? No, enough AI slop. I'm gonna make my own. Dang nabbit. Gosh darn it. Meanwhile, in Guardiana. You're weak. Lord Barrios, King needs you. At the castle. Gah! Swoosh.
Bestiality is a sin. Later.
Max, why do I look like the Burger King mascot? Later that day. Hey Max, we'll join you. I'm Luke. I'm good, thank you. I'm Ken. I said no.
I'm Hans.
Absolutely fucking not. Hey, I'm Tao. Get in the wagon.